Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell, and you can see we're playing a road game today, but we never let it slide. And my boy, introducing for the first time to the DTL crew, Michael Bolin. Bolin, what's up, bro?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here. Very happy to chop it up about a little football, a little baseball today, man. Thank you for having me.
Dude, it's so good to have you, man. And for everybody, a little quick intro, man, on Bolin. And sorry, I'm adjusting here. I don't have my camera, microphone, nothing. All I have is a vehicle that ran over an armadillo at about 1 a.m. and a flat tire that I couldn't get fixed. So, because cars don't have spares now. So, dude, you're just screwed, man. So, anyways, it's been a night. Anyways, big Bolin here, man. I have worked, Bolin, I think we worked together, what? Going back 10 years almost. Back at 24/7 Sports, a little bit about Bolin, man. He was our managing editor over the NBA, all of 24/7 Sports, CBS Sports. Dude, you used to cover Georgetown, Maryland, all those in the DMV. You were calling basketball games, like all of it, bro. Good to see you, man.
Good to be here, man. Yeah, no, it has been 10 years since I came down to Nashville and had the pleasure of meeting you, my friend. But yeah, no, happy to be here. Happy to be back in the line of fire with my boy, and yeah, excited to talk a little sports, give a few picks here.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. And it's funny. Bolin's been here. I've had the worst luck with vehicles ever. I think Bolin at one time at 24/7 Sports, I think I had one car that was broken down in the parking lot. I went and bought another car that got two flat tires immediately. I had two different cars in the parking lot and no way to get home.
It was always an interesting experience with you, my friend. And yes, that is very much accurate, with multiple cars not being able to be moved from the company parking lot. So at least you were keeping the parking lot safe at night. They thought someone was probably there, just keeping an eye out. So hey, you were doing your part. Good Samaritan of the year, Alan Bell.
That's what I was trying to do. Just safety for everybody in the company parking lot. That's what you're going for. Father Whale said, good morning, crew. Good morning, buddy. It's good to see you, man. All right, let's jump into the show here. And, dude, we're going to have a lot of fun, man, because we got a lot to break down, a lot to talk about from yesterday. We got some games today. Dude, it's awesome, man. All right, so yesterday, look at this. Dude, been a minute since we've gotten tuned up. But we got our ass tuned up yesterday. That was brutal, man. Utah, yeah, they handled their business against UCLA. Have fun with Nico. Enjoy that one. Aaron Judge, he hit a home run. Auburn money line, Tennessee money line, got that one. But yeah, gets pretty awful down there at the bottom. It was what a weird day, man. Did you watch a lot of college football yesterday?
Yeah, I was able to catch a good bit. Had to work a little bit during the afternoon, and apparently I found out that Fox Sports doesn't like putting prime college football games on the streaming app there. So had a little trouble finding Texas, Ohio State, but doesn't really seem like I missed a lot. So yeah, no, games yesterday were interesting. Probably my biggest break of the day was having the foresight to make multiple live bets on Utah last night. So,
Nice.
so yeah, that all worked out pretty well. But yeah, good slate of games yesterday. Tennessee definitely looked good. I would say that so far it looks like they won that little quarterback trade, but a lot of season left and a few more games today. So shaping up to be another good day and a fun opening weekend here.
Yeah, it is, man. Yesterday was awesome, dude. It was awesome just having games on. And it's one thing when it's like week 0, and you have like 7 games, which is nice. I'm not complaining, but there's only so much Army Tarkelson State that I can watch, right?
It's
dude, some games yesterday, man, and we'll talk more about it, but games that stuck out. Number 1, Ohio State gets the job done again. Texas didn't look good. Arch Manning didn't look good. Give Ryan Day credit, whether people like Ryan Day or don't. That dude's a big game hunter, bro. He is not afraid to line up and say, let's go. Come on.
No, absolutely not. And, like you were saying, obviously mixed opinions on Ryan Day going back the last few years here. But, you see it. He's been getting it done lately. And, yesterday they essentially put the brakes on an offense everyone expected to just be humming along right away with Arch Manning taking the helmet quarterback there. And long year to go, way too early to write the kid off just yet, but this is why it's always good not to necessarily crown someone as God's gift of football when they're 15 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah, no. Well, I'm sure Texas will bounce back, but that was a bit of an eye opener yesterday, and it was going to be a good litmus test for both teams right out of the gate. And you got to give Ohio State credit. It was an ugly game, but they got out there and they won it.
Big time, dude. Absolutely, man. The other one, LSU going into Clemson. That's a big win, man. I honestly going to that game, it wasn't anything negative against LSU. I really thought we'd see more from Clemson.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, that for me, I just thought that was kind of an ugly game all around, and I feel
there's
like
a lot of ugly games.
Yeah, I was going to say you kind of tend to see that, especially early on in the season, with some of these games that aren't, Florida playing Long Island in the swamp. But yeah, no, I mean, Klubnik didn't look great last night. Nussmeier didn't look great last night. For me, that kind of continues a trend from what I saw from him last year, where he's very average to decent in games against good competition and really runs it up when they're playing people bad. But that was an interesting game last night. Neither offense could really get it going. Clemson was just atrocious in the second half whenever they had the ball. But credit to LSU's defense, credit to Clemson's defense. I guess they were able to keep their teams in the game, and not necessarily the most entertaining style of football, but a big game nonetheless. And Brian Kelly finally got a meaningful win in week 1. So, good on him, I guess. But yeah, that was a game last night for sure.
No, it definitely was. And then and we'll talk way more about it in a second. But Florida State getting a big win over Alabama. Look, Mike Norvell has been through hell and back to get that win. You know what I mean? And let me say, I apologize to everybody. I don't have my camera. I don't have my microphone. I know I probably look and sound terrible, but apologies on that. But it's the only choice we had. We're either going live with this or nothing. So there you go. Yeah, shout out to Florida State, man. That was a big win.
Yeah, huge win for them. And like you said, one that Norvell desperately needed. Honestly, I was very, very surprised with just how average Alabama looked. And, you heard this from people yesterday as well, just, hearing what the national media, local media had to say about all these games. But, Ty Simpson had a pretty good effort, but, to have the QB transfer from Boston College come in and really just make Alabama look like any other team, that was not something I expected to see. And
especially after talking mad trash too.
The entire time, But yeah, very humbling for them. We'll see exactly where that goes from here. I think Alabama is one of the teams you got to kind of look at as one of the bigger concerns, I think, coming out of yesterday, just in terms of
got whooped.
Yeah, there was outside of that, what was it? They scored on their first drive and then essentially got run out of the building after that.
Yeah.
That's it's only going to get tougher for them from here. So, that's going to be something where they need to turn that around quickly, or it could be another, I hate to say lost season in Alabama when they're probably still going to go at least 8-4, 9-3.
Go 10-2.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, run everyone out of town. We lost 2 games, but yeah, it could be another long one for them by their standards down there. My dad texted me last night saying he might have to jump off the Alabama bandwagon already. So, we'll see how it goes from them. But not a great effort yesterday. But also credit to FSU. They needed it and they got it done.
Yeah. Hey, Purple Hawk said Dan Lanning is going to do real great when he leaves Oregon for Bama. That Bama coach, he looked over his head, boy. He looked like he had a job he wasn't ready for. It looked like somebody stepping into Shannon Terry's spot. You're like, I don't know what to do.
He was wishing he could go back to playing Washington State, man. But,
buddy of mine last night, we were all watching the games and just hanging out and eating, and one of our buddies is a big Alabama fan, and our guy leaned over out of nowhere and just goes, "Hey, bud." He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Welcome to poverty with the rest of us."
Glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
You might not
Welcome back
remember
to
it.
paycheck to paycheck. You're going to need a knife.
Everyone else remembers when you lost to Louisiana Tech at home. You might have forgot it. None of us did.
No one else did. All right, let's jump in the show, man. Dude, Bolin, it's so good to see you, man. I miss you, buddy. All right, let's jump in the picks. I'll go first, and then tee up. You go after me. All right, so, okay. Notre Dame, Miami, over 49.5. Overs have not been faring well, so to say, in college football. However, I think this game is going to be a lot of fun. Both teams, they are breaking in new quarterbacks. Carson Beck for Miami came from Georgia. I think Notre Dame wins the game, but I see your play down here on Miami, and I like it. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm also going to take Virginia Tech, South Carolina over 2.5 field goals. This is probably the last time we're going to run these bets, the field goal bets. I don't know. We might bring them back. They've been hit or miss. Sometimes it makes you look really smart. Other times you look like a dummy. So apologies on that. But I'm going to go with Virginia Tech, South Carolina over 2.5 field goals. I think it's going to be a good game too. And I think it's pretty tight. South Carolina, great quarterback. But a better defense than people think. And Virginia Tech's got a pretty good defense too. I could see a couple touchdown drives on both sides. Stall into a field goal, so we'll take that. And then the Marlins and the Mets today. Man, Major League Baseball it's getting tighter as we get closer to the end of the season. I think we have 34 games left or something. We've been riding a lot of overs and we made a lot of money, but it's going to get tighter, man. You're either going to have these games that are 12-1 or 3-2. It's going to feel like it's postseason mode already. White hot heat style, baby. All right. So that's what we got right there. Those are my three. Bolin, throw it over to you, big dog. You got 2 plays. What you got, man?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of your South Carolina, Virginia Tech one there. Virginia Tech's going to have a returning kicker. Guy's really good. You should be able to knock a few through. South Carolina breaking in a new kicker, but again, typical South Carolina stuff. We see them get off the slow starts in first half of games almost every year in week 1. So if there was going to be one of these field goal bets to hit this weekend, as you were talking about, they're a little brutal yesterday. That one might be a good one right there. But yeah, just going into mine, South Carolina -7. Again, these guys have gotten off the slow starts the last couple of years, but really looking into this game, you got a Virginia Tech team that's not only bringing in 2 new coordinators, they lost 30 guys to the portal, brought in another new 30 players. Obviously Drones is a very good quarterback. He's going to try and rush it, control the clock. But as long as South Carolina can kind of keep their front 7, front 8, in the box and able to contain him, I just don't see Virginia Tech being able to throw the ball enough to keep pace with Lenore Sellers and what should be a pretty strong South Carolina defense. Hate betting on my own team, but in this one, I do think South Carolina at around a touchdown. It should be a pretty okay bet there. Anything over that, I probably, once we got into the 8.5, so I would have probably thought to lean the other direction. But I just think this is a game where South Carolina kind of runs away with it in the second half and kind of breaks down a Virginia Tech team in a game that I'm sure Shane Beamer is going to want to win terribly. So that's where I'm leaning on that one. And then in the nightcap, like you were saying, I think this is going to be a fantastic game. And I went back and forth on what to do with this one, but just looking at the teams themselves, I was one of those people who were just very, very in on Miami last year with Cam Ward. I thought that was going to be a team that was going to stand a really good chance to go into the playoff. Carson Beck is Carson Beck. I mean, never loved him at Georgia, but he's also playing a true freshman tonight that we know nothing about, and that kid's going on the road, and albeit a Miami environment, it's a University of Miami top 10 game first week of the season, so fans will probably be there. That's what that type of thing. It's going to be an environment for him, and he's the unknown in this. If I had to lean in one direction, I'm going to take Miami with the points at home. Again, like you were saying earlier, I think this can be a very close game. I definitely could see Notre Dame winning it. I think it's going to come down to the wire one way or another. But yeah, two teams with great fronts, especially on the offensive line, and players on defense who can get in there and make things difficult for opposing quarterbacks. So in this case, I'm going to take the guy who's at least done it at the college level before and shown us what he's at least capable of, if not what he is right now. But yeah. I mean, give me Miami in this one, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's going to be a great game tonight. Very excited for it.
Yeah. Now, all right, tell the folks, where did you go to school?
Yeah, so I did go to South Carolina. Full disclosure. So I'm very familiar with these week one struggles that everyone loves to have brought up these days.
Noxie, what's up, boy?
Oh man,
you say hey to everybody.
Hey, you better tip him well, Alan.
Hey, give me a hug, my boy. Thanks, bro. Look at that, cinnamon rolls. That's how we get bets.
That's how you do it. You're already winning the day, my man.
I know. Thanks, Tiff. Hey, the Mims house, man. It's the best. All right. So, yeah. All right. So you're proud South Carolina. Game day today, man. You excited?
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm a little scared, but I'm excited. It's been a game that I've been looking forward to, and it's another brutal schedule for the Gamecocks this year. So they need to win as many as they can in September to feel pretty good about themselves. This one should be fun, though. Wish it was in Columbia or even Blacksburg, just because those are such great environments for games. But
I know.
We'll take Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and selfishly, I hope more Carolina fans make the shorter drive than the folks making the trek from Blacksburg. So we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be a good one today. Very excited for it. Being from the DC area, I know a lot of people who went to Virginia Tech, so I've been getting a lot of trash thrown in my direction this week.
Yeah.
So I would love to be able to collectively respond to all of them around 5:00 our time later.
Yeah, bro, no kidding, right? Hey, and I'll tell you this, man. I was, kind of all week, I was leading up to you, joining, and there's a lot of DMV folks in the crew. You got a good amount. So like Maryland football, Georgetown basketball, like any of those, man. Like feel free to talk ball on any of those, man. You got a lot of DMV folks in here.
That is my home, and I know those teams very well.
But yeah, Maryland, South Carolina, baby,
Maryland looked pretty good yesterday too, breaking in that freshman quarterback. But Tennessee they were also playing FAU. So
yeah. Well, let me say, apologies to everybody. We got smoked on that under. I did not see that many points. Aguilar, the quarterback from UCLA, looked pretty good. I mean, there are things to work on. The defense, there are a lot of things to work on third down. Most notably, not calling timeout when you're on defense at 3rd and 12. I don't know why they did that twice and then gave it up. Like, it's 3rd down. Like, they're over here running around. They can't figure it out, and it's like, hey, let's call timeout and bail them out. But he looked good. Brian, our boy Brian Liberati. Brian is a PGA professional. All right, Brian does our golf shows, and asked about Bryce Underwood at Michigan last night, true freshman starting quarterback. Yeah, look, and this is the kid that what
was he, the $3 million man or something? What Portnoy for him?
Yeah, that Portnoy did. Yeah. So Portnoy was all about it last night. He looked good, man. He looked good. For a kid that's 18, like. I couldn't imagine. Like, if I were 18 playing for South Carolina today, like stepping up, you're like, Jesus Christ.
I'd be picking Virginia Tech if that was the case.
Yes. All right. We'll jump into it, man. All right. So those are our picks here. Read through yours real quick. Just one more time. Just read them too.
Yeah. So again, earlier I got a South Carolina -7 in the early game today. Just think they're going to ultimately break down VT in the second half. And Miami, I'm just taking the home team with the more experienced quarterback getting 2 in the hook. So, again, we'll see what happens with that one. But taking the points in what I think is going to be a close, fun game.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I'm going to take Notre Dame, Miami over 49.5. Also, Virginia Tech, South Carolina over 2.5 field goals. I got this at DraftKings. If you click in the game and scroll all the way over to the right of special teams props, that's where you'll find these. Also in Major League Baseball to take Marlins and the Mets over 8. So those are our plays today. All right, let's jump into let's play a game. Let's have some fun.
Let's do it.
Home run time. All right, so these are your options today. Excuse me. Giancarlo Stanton plus 300. George Springer, Blue Jays plus 330. Brent Rooker, the A's plus 350. Got Eugenio Suarez, Salvador Perez, pictured right there. All right, Bolin. So what we do is, sorry, I keep coughing. We pick our 5 like top guys that we think are going to hit a home run today. Okay.
Mhm.
And we'll put the odds up, and both of us just kind of pick who we like. But you could go off the board too if you want, right? Like it doesn't have to be one of these 5, but you'll see in a second, like the historicals and the data and all this stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff that we did in 24/7, you know, these are just like your data driven, like 5 best guys, right? Liddy said he's going off the board. He's going Ohtani and Freeman. Big Dodger day. Liddy's the man. He's out there in Southern California. I'm going to go Genio Suarez plus 400. I like Salvador Perez, but I don't know, man. The Royals, it's tough to count on home runs for them. Like, they can go streaky and then go like 2 weeks with no one on the team hitting a home run, you know? Yeah, I'm going to go Suarez at plus 400. Where are you going, man?
I mean, not to necessarily agree with you again, I'm taking Salvador Perez plus
Nice.
600.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking into some of these matchups last night on the baseball slate. Didn't have any games that I necessarily felt great about, but one of the things I noticed is as great as Skubal is for the Tigers, he's had some ups and downs against the Royals going back the last couple of years where he's had a few games where he's given up a lot of runs. So, hoping late August, maybe it's a little warm up there. Ball's traveling a little bit, but I'm going to take a swing at Salvador Perez hitting a dinger today.
There we go. I like it, man. I like it. Dude, 600 would be a real nice hit.
Real
nice. So we got Suarez. Yeah, hell yeah. So we got Suarez. We got Perez. I mean, again, man, like these other 3 guys, Brent Rooker's got a solid. We'll go through the weather in a second. Rooker's got a solid spot. Springer's got a solid spot. Stanton's got a solid spot. Stanton's been mashing, man. All right, let's jump into Major League Baseball weather. All right, so weather's not bad today, but you'll have to watch the wind in a lot of places. Cardinals in the red, 71 degrees, feels like 74, no rain, 6.5 miles an hour blowing in. Pirates and the Red Sox, 73 degrees, feels like 75, no rain. 6.5 miles an hour blowing in. So Pirates and the Red Sox today, pretty good weather. I mean, the wind's not helping you. It's not like anything where I would like just stop betting, you know what I mean? But the wind's just not going to help you out in a lot of places today. Rays and Nationals, same deal. Shoot, bowling this up your area right here, boy. 76 degrees, feels like 76. No rain in the DMV, 5.9 miles an hour blowing in. So, I mean, again, this is not bad, but the wind's just not in your favor. Marlins and the Mets, same thing. 76, feels like 77, no rain, 5. I mean, it's the exact same weather. Mariners and the Guardians, again, 71, 71, no rain, 7.7 miles an hour blowing in. Be careful in Major League Baseball today. Also remember, on Sundays in Major League Baseball, it's usually the last game of a series. So it's a travel day, essentially. So Sunday nights, you could be a team that's at home, staying at home. You could be a team that's home, going on the road. You could be a team that's on the road, staying on the road, team on the road, going home, right? Like, there's a lot of movement. So Sunday is a day where star players do get some rest because it's a long season and it's hard to work them in. So be careful, man, especially now with teams that are absolutely playing for something and teams that are absolutely not playing for something. Yankees and the White Sox, 73 degrees, feels like 75 again, man. No rain, but 6 miles an hour blowing in. It could be a tough home run day today. I'm not saying runs won't be there, but it could be a tough home run today. Cubs and the Rockies, even on top of a mountain, you're not getting wind helping you out today. And 77 degrees, feels like 80, no rain, 5 miles an hour blowing in. Orioles and the Giants, finally something blowing out, but at the hardest park to hit a home run in Major League Baseball because for some reason, nothing carries out there in Northern California. But no, 76, no rain, 6.5 miles an hour blowing out. Solid. I mean, it might be, honestly, best weather you had today. Rangers and the Athletics, this is up there for it. Look at this. Every temperature gauge that we've read for these games has been 70 degrees. 98 degrees. Great band. Hot weather. But you've got a little humidity. Ball carry a little bit. Should be a nice game. This is actually probably your best weather. Diamondbacks to the Dodgers, 92, 94, no rain. Look, apparently if you want to hit the baseball, go to California today.
Yeah.
Bowling, that's what you got to do. We're going to get on a Southwest. I'll go pick you up. We'll be at Nashville Airport in 10 minutes. We'll get out of here, boy. All right. Yeah, Diamondbacks to Dodgers, solid weather here, man. 6.5 blowing out. Liddy, that plays into, dude, left-handed pull hitters. Big, man. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Braves, yeah. Braves and the Phillies. 75, 74, zero rain, 3.8 miles an hour blowing in. All right. Analytics. Salvador Perez, look at your boy right here. All right. So this slide right here, we filter it. It's a hitter versus starting pitcher historicals. Okay. So essentially how said hitter has done against said starting pitcher throughout his career. Salvador Perez leads Major League Baseball, 4 home runs off Tariq Skubal. Bolin, you were spot on that analysis. Absolutely. Christian Yelich, he's got 3 off Max Scherzer. Michael Conforto, Giancarlo Stanton. They got a couple. Mookie Betts. Juan Soto. He hit 2 home runs last night. The Mets still lost. Manny Machado. Yeah. Manny Machado. Bro, I know. Beacro Armstrong. He's got 1. Big Rolls Royce Lewis. He's got 1. You see some names here. Lawrence Butler. Adolis Garcia. There you go. All right. Now, same deal, but filtering by hits. Yeah, you're going to see some Brewers up here, man. You see Juan Soto again off Sandy Alcantara. He's got 11 hits in his career at 275. Salvador Perez, again, man, not only home runs, he got hits too. So solid play there. Francisco Lindor, Mookie Betts, Colt Keith. That sounds like a beer you drink warm.
That just sounds like a Detroit name.
Bro, it does. It does sound like a Detroit name. You're right. Colt Keith. Bro, you remember Brandon Inge?
Oh, yeah.
Played third base. He was tatted up. He looked like Eminem. Brandon Inge was that dude, man.
He was 313 all day.
All day. Austin Riley, 261. Marcelo Zuna, Ozzie Albies, Ryan Vince McMahon. There you go. Vince McMahon's an insane person. He's hilarious. He's crazy. All right. Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso. You see some Mets down there. All right. Hitting streaks. Bobby Witt Jr. leads Major League Baseball. Royals, 18 straight games with the hit. Bo Bichette, 14 straight games. Jeremiah Jackson, 10 straight. Andrew Monasterio, 10 straight. Keep going, man. Benintendi's got 7 straight. Jurickson Profar, 7 straight games with a hit. Pete Alonso's got 6 straight. Gavin Sheets, 6 straight. Brandon Nimmo, 6 straight. Julio Rodriguez, 6 straight. You got some names. And then finally, putting it all together, if you're looking for player props, these are the 10 statistical best hitters in Major League Baseball over the last week. A lot of Yankees, a lot of Twins too, man. Trent Grisham, he's got 5 home runs in the last 7 games. Jazz Chisholm, 4 home runs his last 7 games. Mark Vientos has 4. Schwartz, he has 4. Soto's got 3. Adames has 3. Polanco's got 3. Albies has 3. Matt Wallner's got 3. Byron Buxton has 3 as well. So that is Major League Baseball there, Big Mike Bolin. Now, let me pull the home run slide back up. Me and you have already made our picks of who we like today. You're going Salvador Perez. Great call. You saw those historicals and numbers. Honestly, could be the best call of the day on a player. I'm going to go Suarez. Keep dropping them in the chat where you guys are going, who you like, whether it's on the board or off of the board. Okay. Let's hit our picks one more time, Bolin, for anybody who might have came in late. Read through yours. What you got?
Yep, keeping it simple today. Sticking with college football. Going with my brain tonight and taking my Gamecocks -7 and Miami +2.5. Taking the points with the home team.
There we go. All right, I'm going Notre Dame, Miami over 49.5. Virginia Tech, South Carolina, 2.5 field goals. I'm also going to go Marlins and the Mets over 8 at -115. Now. Sorry, the cinnamon roll's fire.
Getting that Cinnabon down.
I was trying to chew it fast. I couldn't get it down. Yeah. All right. So 2 college football games today, right? So you were just talking about it right there with Virginia Tech, South Carolina. Look, I'm with you in breaking that game down in the fact that Virginia Tech's not bad. I mean, I have nothing negative to say. I don't have a ton of positive. Like, and again, I don't say that being a jerk. Virginia Tech's just kind of a mid team. South Carolina could be pretty special this year, bro. Like, Sellers is a beast. I love the passion of Beamer. Like, that dude, whether people like him or don't like him, like, the dude seems like a great guy. Like, players love him. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing, about him. So, yeah, like I feel South Carolina in that game. And then Notre Dame, Miami. I'm with you. You took Miami plus 2.5. Underdogs, pretty good way to go in this one.
I mean, it's going to be one where you got the team that had the talent to do it last year, underachieved from that goal, had a just atrocious secondary. They feel like they fixed that. They went out and got the guy who was supposed to be the first pick in this year's draft and wound up having to transfer and take a redshirt season, essentially. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. There's a lot to love on both sides here with Notre Dame's rushing game and obviously just, the way that they've been able to plug and play guys on that defense. And much like what you were saying with the passion Shane Beamer brings us to the sidelines, same deal with Marcus Freeman, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's going to be a fun one tonight. But we'll see. For some reason, I'm going with Miami, even though I feel like Miami just continuously lets me down, and Carson Beck has done it time and time again. But why not go to the well one more time?
Yeah. Who are those twin basketball girls?
The Cavender twins. Yeah.
He started dating one of them real quick.
Yep. Then he got his Lambo stolen and got dumped. It's funny how that works out in life, right?
Welcome to Miami, dog. Hey, everything ain't South Beach. They stole his car. Bro, I remember watching that 30 for 30 on the Miami football team like in the 80s. And they were talking to Michael Irvin, and Michael Irvin goes, "Yeah, we thought we were some thugs. Then we went out one night in Miami and realized we ain't thugs."
It's a beautiful way to
Irvin's
put it.
funny. He kills me. What were you going to say, sorry? I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
No, yeah. I mean, just Irvin nails it there. Haven't been around that area a bit. I could totally understand that thought process of how an 18, 19-year-old kid throwing up to you one day is going to be like, yeah, I run this town, and then quickly find out that's really not the case.
No, you don't.
But yeah, no, that's going to be a fun one tonight. I mean, Miami is just,
I think they're kind of for real, though. Like, I'm with you.
For some reason, I don't know if maybe you've heard it and I've just been missing it. I just feel like they haven't played up the Catholics versus convicts angle at all this week. And that's all I've been waiting for. I mean, we got the Beamer Bowl to start the day, a wholesome family tradition. Then we're going to finish off Sunday night with Catholics versus convicts. This is the way it's supposed to go.
Yep. Welcome to life. Hey, what it is Virginia Tech, South Carolina. Like you said, all right? The Beamer Bowl, Virginia Tech, like all the connections there. It's like Christmas with your family, opening presents. Then Notre Dame, Miami's Black Friday, baby. Let's go.
I'm punching my kid in the head just so I can get the TV first.
Dude, what's funny is, remember last year watching Miami and who's their coach? Cristobal.
Mm-hmm.
And he started getting aggressive on some stupid fourth down calls, and they weren't working. And then he just dug in even more. He was like, dude, I'm not listening to any of you. Like, I'm doing whatever I want. I'm interested to see if he's –
I know it.
Yeah. I'm interested to see if he's aggressive again tonight. Like, and he did not like being called out on that either.
And that brings up a good point. Because if they play conservatively tonight with a guy who's – I mean, this would be Beck's 5th year in college? He's a redshirt senior. I believe that's right. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you can't come out with a guy who's got that much experience play conservatively tonight. They got to go out there and try and win this game. I expect Notre Dame to do that. They're gonna lean on that run game heavy early on. And Miami has every reason to stack the box. And I'm sure CJ Carr grew up around a lot of great football programs and has been around in locker rooms for big moments. But it's a lot different to be a little kid standing there with the like credential around your neck and actually being the person leading the team on the field and, opposing territory, expecting them to win a game against top 10 teams. So, we're going to learn a lot about CJ Carr tonight. And Carson Beck has an opportunity to really turn the narrative around about himself, because that changed a whole hell of a lot from where we were this time a year ago. Lot to watch for in that game tonight.
Yeah. And look, you're a South Carolina guy. Look, I'm a Tennessee guy. Like, we've both seen Carson Beck live and in person, and he's pretty damn good. Like, when he's on, he's annoying too, because let me rephrase. I don't mean annoying. I like the guy, but like,
as a fan of another team, he's annoying.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And you're watching him, and he has no pulse. And I mean that positively, like cool, calm, like he's just standing back there. You're like, this tatted bastard is tearing us up. Like, he's just killing us. He's good, but you got to have the pieces with you too. Notre Dame, I'm with you. Like, Notre Dame could go super conservative tonight. That could be a lot.
I would be shocked if that's not how they start. I mean, if they come out there and their first drive is CJ Carr throwing the ball like 3-4 times, I'd be stunned. I mean, assuming they don't make it all the way down the field, but I just can't imagine any scenario where they're not heavy run the start, get him a couple of short passes, maybe something in a play action where he gets to put the ball down the field just to like establish a comfort level.
Yeah. And you know what they'll do is this. In South Carolina, is South Carolina the only team of the 4 today that is returning their quarterback? I don't know.
Drones was VT's starter last year, but he was dinged up a lot.
So you got 2 there, like returning guys, and then 2 new ones in Notre Dame and Miami. What the hell was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. I'll remember in a second. Sorry. It was something to do with I was thinking about the quarterbacks today, and I was thinking about the play calling and how we saw a lot of I remember what it was. Okay. So these new quarterbacks, and when I say new, I mean either new to a new team or a freshman, right? Or a backup that's starting for the first time. What offenses and coaches will do for these new guys early is they use motion at the line of scrimmage, right? So quarterback walks up, looks around, and then you start seeing running backs either fan out or fan in. You see wide receivers, tight ends move. The reason that they're doing that is because it's actually a cheat sheet for a young quarterback to see where the defense is in 2 ways. Number one, you see where the blitz is coming from, because basically you find out if they're playing zone or man. All right. So if you have a tight end that is split out to the right and you're the quarterback, and you put him in motion to go across, right? If that safety follows the tight end, that's man coverage. So then the quarterback can see, all right, the safety followed him. This is man coverage. If the safety doesn't follow him, it's zone coverage, because he's like, well, whoever's on that side picks him up, right? So UCLA did a lot of that with Nico last night. A lot of it. A lot. Sean McVay does it with the Rams, even with Matthew Stafford, who is the man and has been around for, it works, right? So you do that to find the blitz, and you find, if the defense is in, man or zone. And then you could go from there. So the reason that I say that is it takes a minute to do that. Like, you bleed through play clocks, right? Tennessee yesterday, was doing its speed thing, and then realized at the end of the game, it's the third quarter, you got to run clock, and you don't know how to do it because all you know is speed, right? So it's like with these, you're going to see South Carolina will be ready to go. Sellers can ball, and, again, there's going to be rust with every team. These are kids. They're not pros, right? But just having a returning quarterback is massive now. And in the case of Salad, having a returning quarterback who can ball is, how many teams out there are there? 5? It seems like everyone is breaking in brand new quarterbacks. So what I'm getting at, if you're looking from a betting perspective, I mean, first quarter unders have been nice. Like, there have not been a lot of points. You know what I mean?
That's one of the things I was looking at, especially in that Tech South Carolina game, was that first half total. Honestly, was something I was looking at for that reason alone. Exactly what you were saying there. One, excuse me, just like I noted earlier, Carolina, I mean, under Beamer, especially the last few years, very routine for them to get off the slow starts, no matter who they're playing in week one. And then, a Virginia Tech team that's going to be run heavy. I feel like that's the only way they're really going to be effective. They're going to have to kind of control the clock, even though no one really wants to talk about time of possession anymore as like a meaningful statistic. Like, I mean, if they're in a position where they got to come out there and throw the ball 60-70% of the time, I think they're going to get run off the field. But yeah, so I mean, in terms of that, like what you were saying with these newer quarterbacks or just teams that are going to really have to establish the run, maybe even like a Notre Dame later tonight. Those could be some areas where you're looking for early unders and maybe a first quarter under in that late game tonight, like you were saying, could be a very good call.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Somebody asked in the chat my thoughts on North Carolina, who's playing tomorrow against TCU. Look, I took North Carolina plus 2.5. I think after all the madness that Belichick went through this summer, he might be wanting to win a football game.
I mean, you would hope this is one that I know this is what all those people in Chapel Hill want is for him to come out there and win this football game. TCU will be tough. I mean, I'd be lying if I'm sitting here and telling you I'm extremely tied into what the Horned Frogs are bringing back this year. But I do know that that's a program that typically, is an above average team out there. They're a quality team out there in the Big 12. And, going on the road, especially Belichick's first game in Chapel Hill, it should be a pretty crazy environment there with the typical wine and cheese crowd tomorrow night. But
the wine and cheese crowd.
Tobacco Road, baby. That's what it's all about. But yeah, no, that's going to be a fun one. I haven't made any picks for that one yet. Right now,
let me say this. Yeah, not to interrupt you, but let me say, like, on that game, like, I thought Ian said it best of exactly what you're saying. There's so much, like I said, I like North Carolina plus 2, but like, I only know so much of what, like, there's no telling what North Carolina, they could come out and look unbelievable. They could come out and look horrific, buddy. This could be bad.
I feel like there's very little room for middle ground in how that game's going to go tomorrow night.
None.
And, there's no last time I checked, Tom Brady doesn't have a kid who's eligible to play college football yet, so he can't pull that rabbit out of the hat.
Not yet.
But yeah, well, that's 100%. Those unknowns are probably the biggest reason why I'd be scared to really take North Carolina in that one. But at the same time, that would just be me basing TCU off being pretty good for the most part over the last 10 years.
Like it would be difficult on North Carolina if they had a normal offseason. I don't know where. What'd you say?
It has been anything but normal for them.
Like, it's insane. Like, we're talking about Belichick's 19-year-old girlfriend. Like, I haven't heard a lot of football.
All I know is that South Beach is a great place to find love, apparently, if you're a very rich, retired head football coach with a bunch of championship rings to your record. Who would have thought?
It's true love. It's true love, and it inspires me every day.
As it should.
All right, we'll hit our picks. We'll jump out of here, man. Let everybody get their bets in and get on with their Sunday, a holiday weekend here. Bolin, read through yours one more time. What you got?
Yeah, one more time. Taking the Gamecocks -7 this afternoon, and then rolling with the Miami Hurricanes +2.5 at home tonight against Notre Dame.
Love it, man. I'm going Notre Dame, Miami over 49.5. Going Virginia Tech, South Carolina over 2.5 field goals. And then they're going to go in Major League Baseball, the Marlins and the Mets over 8. Bolin, well done, buddy. You did good, man. How'd it go?
Loved it, man. Felt very natural. Happy to chop it up with you again. Been far too long, my friend, but felt like we were just sitting across from each other in the pod one more time back over there in Maryland Farms. But
yeah,
Now this is great. Happy to be here. Excited to start making this more of a regular thing and get to know this group here that we got, because from keeping track of these comments throughout this team, seems like everyone's very tied into what's going on today. And
it's the best crew in the game, like 100%. And I'll show you, like, energy. Oh yeah. Oh, wait till you see the Discord, dude. I swear to God, it's the best. It's the best sports Discord out there. I swear, and that's all the credit to Zach and the crew.
I believe it.
Oh, dude, it's great. And dude, it's so good. And I look forward to having you so many more times, man. And you're right, dude. It feels like, let me tell you guys this. All right. So at 24/7, I talk about it all the time. It was the smartest people I've ever worked for. It was the best atmosphere. Like, I loved going to work every day. This guy, for a big, large part of it. And I was telling them, I was like, dude, I was like, in that office, we had Aaron Rodgers' other brother, Luke. And I was talking to Luke. He's going to come on here pretty soon. And nice. I was like, this dude would just be playing loud ass music. Oh, man. Luke's funny. That office was awesome. And let me tell you this. I put in a lot of hours at that office. And there was only one person that beat me at that. And you're looking at him. And let me just say, it's not often. I'm an idiot. But it's not often that somebody outworks me. Like, you know what I mean? And Bolin, this dude, late hours. And like, so, excuse me, the way that it worked at 24/7 was Bolin ran the NBA team. I ran the NFL team. And then we both aligned to the same boss, a guy named Noah, right? And the NFL team had a lot of help. The NBA team, you didn't have a lot of, bro. I saw you put in a lot of man hours in that office, bro.
That first year, it was me. You guys used to like, we know, just to bring up our boss, he gave you hell when there was one or two times where I beat the NFL team in traffic by myself.
By yourself.
You heard about it every damn time.
Alan, you dumb bastard. Get in here, shit.
My favorite one, I'll never forget Shannon Terry poking his head out of his office, because where our desks were, we're kind of just right. We're always within a yelling distance of wherever he was, and I just remember him poking his head out one day and be like, "Alan, seeing way too much NFL crap. Make it better, or NBA crap. Make it better." Like.
Oh man, I loved it. I love that office so much. Like, and Shannon Terry's the guy who started Rivals, 24/7 Sports, On 3. Like, he's the smartest guy I've ever worked. Like,
he knows what he's doing.
To tell you guys what I'm going to tell you guys is a fact. There was one guy that worked on the NFL team that wanted to kill me. All right, you remember this? And he showed up like. This guy showed up to two girls that were on our team, just the sweetest girls on planet Earth. He showed up there with some kind of plan, and he was like, "I'm going to the office tomorrow," and like, no, you remember this? And Noah and Jen, they were like, kind of come in. I was like, I'll walk right past his ass. Like, I don't give a shit. Got a gun? Don't have a gun. That's true story.
Times. Yeah, good times.
Yeah, I didn't even do anything to that guy.
No. From what I remember, that was very much self-sabotaged.
Yeah, it wasn't good. What was the Mexican place, or the not Mexican, the barbecue place that was
Judge
down the
Beans.
street?
Talking about Judge Beans?
Yes. Judge Beans. Is anybody that is ever in the crew that's in Nashville or spent time in Nashville, have you ever been or heard of Judge Beans, the restaurant in Brentwood? Go there.
I have a buddy who's a regular there.
Oh my God. When we had those NFL, whether it's like NFL playoffs or like NBA, and we would be working late as hell. Dude, you remember those drives out of Brent? Like, if anybody doesn't know, Brentwood, Tennessee is like, it's super nice. I'm not saying anything. Like it's an affluent area. It's an affluent area. So what I mean by that is that as big as Brentwood is, bro, you know, I mean, it shuts down at 9, right? A lot of family, like again, great area. I mean, we worked in the best area in town, right? But me and you would be leaving the office some nights at like 2 or 3 in the flipping morning. And those Brentwood police, they have nothing to do. So there's 9 of them. Like, and you're like, dude, you didn't even do anything, but you're like, oh God, do I have heroin in the car? Like, I miss those, man.
Is this Talladega Nights? Is there someone duct tapes a kilo of Mexican bang bang to the bottom of the car?
Mexican bam bam. Look at this. John's a Tennessee guy. No pedal taverns in Brentwood. Nope. They tried that once during COVID, and the police turned their asses right around at the county line. Said, no, you can send that right back down Franklin Road. You're not bringing it out here. Oh, my God, man. All right, we'll jump out of here. Bullet, it's so good to see you, man. I can't wait to have you back on. And it's so good to cut up with you again, man. Like, we spent a lot of time in the trenches together, bro. A lot of them. I talked to Lonnie the other day. Polk.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah, Lonnie. I love her to death. She's great. She moved to Georgia.
I didn't know that. I knew they were in Chattanooga for a bit, but yeah.
So she moves to Georgia, and Lonnie Polk Borkowski, she ran all the marketing and stuff for 24/7 Sports, and she's married. Her husband's awesome, and they moved down to Georgia, and she had 2 kids, and she ran for HOA office in their neighborhood. And she was just doing it to like do something, like to be involved, to help, right? She joins it. A week later, the leader gets busted for like, I don't know, some kind of neighborhood white collar fraud. So they put her in charge of the whole thing after 1 week.
1 week on the job. That's all you need.
I know. I was laughing. I was like, what? With her, I was like, well, I'm not concerned. Like,
yeah, she'll be fun.
All right, we'll get out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for welcoming in my boy, Big Michael Bull and Mike. So good to see you again, buddy. Look forward to the next time, man.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Enjoyed every second of it. Can't wait for the next one. Again, thank you very much for having me, man.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Dude, we're going to do this a lot. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live tomorrow. It is a holiday, but we'll be live. 10 a.m. Eastern, don't worry. We'll be up. As long as I don't run over any more armadillos and I can get back to my house. Here's the problem. So I couldn't fix it. Like the tire's destroyed, right? So I couldn't fix it. But it's a holiday weekend. Like there are no tire stores open. And these newer cars don't come with spares anymore. So I guess I'm buying a tire at Walmart today.
Yeah, buddy. That sounds like that is in your future.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you soon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!